Towards another veil, I can't take another L. I ain't taking seconds, but they running down. Keep it steady with the pace, but I run around. I just put myself back into space when I'm coming down. Know I got the talent, but do I got the business? I've been smoking on a pound, that's a problem, innit? I need money, I'm in debt, where the fucking riches? Ain't nobody trying to cut the check, where the fucking scissors? I'm working too long, tempting me to do wrong. Take your wallet, leave your body in a fucking Yukon. Swear I'll do it if it's for the cause. Mutilate your body, leave it for the cops. It gets sporadic when I'm nervous. Front like I'm collected on the surface, but I'm crazy lately, searching for a purpose. I got bars, but I'm searching for the service. Living bummy till I find it, then we flourish. I get so sick of being strong. I need no friends, leave me alone. I got your eyes on me though. I got all eyes on me though. I get so sick of being strong. I need no friends, leave me alone. I got your eyes on me though. I got all eyes on me though. It's like nobody really realizes how far.
You're not my man. You're not my man. You're a genius.
There we go.
Just looking crazy.
Oh yeah, But yo sir, welcome. This is welcome to the Not Your Man's podcast. Is that a cool thing to say? I don't feel cool saying it, but I'm gonna say it. Hey, but
it's who's man's
the Who's Man series of the Not Your Man. So I'm John D. Contradiction, the light skinned president. We got M with the 420 on his chest, and we got my man Walker over here with the stop sign. He doesn't have the pickles behind him anymore. But yo, introduce yourself. I know. But introduce yourself, sir.
I'm JGray. First off, I appreciate y'all having me on tonight. I've been spitting since like 2010.
Okay.
2014, started taking it real serious. Kind of like made a 2-year plan. Decided that was like what I want to do with my life, you know. So ever since 2014, I've just been really working hard. I kind of got in 2014. I was fortunate enough to open up for Machine Gun Kelly, which kind of helped boost my local fan base. And at the time, I was still in school, and so just the college town kind of latched onto it, so things started to grow from there. And at the time also, I was recording everything in my house, which I still do, like demos and stuff in my house, but I started getting linked up with some dope engineers, and that just kind of changed the whole game. Teamwork makes the dream work, for sure.
Oh, yes, sir. That's dope, man. See, like that kind of that off rip is like some motivational shit. Like, yo, I made a plan. I'm like, yo, I want to do this, then fucking do it. Like, a lot of people don't get that. They do it like, oh, I think I can make music. I'll make something. If I don't pop, I'm gonna quit. But it's like, bro, like, it's a lot that goes into it. You got to work for it. You know what I'm saying?
You got to experiment.
Planning's half of it, for sure.
Fact.
You can't just give up.
Yeah. You may not be able to control everything, but you got to plan. That's dope, though. So since 2000, see, that's crazy because, like, since 2010, you've been rapping for under a decade, and, like, you're still doing, like, you're doing your thing. Like, we reviewed 2 projects of yours, and one thing on both projects that I can say is like, yo, it's been clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit's radio ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a high quality. So it's like, that alone is hard. Like, that alone is not something you just get. You know what I'm saying?
That's not something we get a lot.
Yeah. That's dope, though. Yeah, salute to that. I know people that fucking still rap. They've been rapping forever, and they got that. This shit still is never clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's low quality. But that's dope, dude. So what got you into what made you like, yo, I'm about to do this? What made you start rapping before you took it professionally? Like, what got you into it?
Man, like I liked hip hop all growing up, but I would say for the couple years before I actually started rapping, I got hard into metal. I just love metal.
I feel like that's our generation now, though. It's like the metal kids ended up being hip hop backpackers eventually.
Hell yeah.
Dude,
I agree.
A lot of like me, I'm like an old school like crust punker / like I used to do hardcore shows. I used to be in bands, but I know a bunch of people from that like era too that I'm like, yo, this dude could out rap the shit out of people, and it's crazy. Like, how that kind of, because like you think about like the metal shows and the metal age and stuff like that, the amount of commitment, but like the showmanship that goes into it, but also just the attention to detail when it comes to the talent, shit like that in rap. As much as like we look at it like, oh, you know, I may have done hardcore, I did this, but rap seems like it could be made easier. It still isn't easy. You know what I'm saying? Like we look at it from a different perspective, but that's dope, dude. Like,
True.
It's music is music. Like a lot of people think like it may not be true, but it's like, yo, a lot of these cats who used to be metalheads and stuff can out rap a lot.
True. And honestly, the more you listen to, the more experience you have. So I don't know.
And it's that it just catches your ear. You have different ears for different sounds. So like certain things may sound good to you that someone else won't even understand. You know what I'm saying? So that's it.
When I really got my fault.
No, do you?
I really got hard into the underground immediately from the heavy metal. I mean, I don't know if it's immediately related, but my older brother one day showed me Immortal Technique, and that just like changed my whole life, bro. Like, yeah. I don't know, just the power of the words he was saying and like the stuff he talks about. I was just like, dude, this is crazy. So when I first started rapping, my shit was really political.
Walko, pick up your cat.
Yeah, Walko. Kill your cat.
She's yelling at me.
This fucking guy's cat's just in the middle of this. The whole I'm gonna put the picture of your cat for this fucking interview, but yeah, no, Immortal Technique's a beast, man. He preaches a lot for me, but I've seen him a lot. I've seen him throughout the years live. He preaches
a little crazy when he goes on like the Alex Jones show and shit too.
Yeah, but
he's wild.
He's a little too graphic.
That's dope though. So I'm like, I saw the generation of him coming. My like transition when I was like into my heavy metal days and blah blah blah. One of the first rappers that I really committed to was I was a big Necro fan. You know what I'm saying? Because he essentially, even though he went from like doing the metal stuff to hip hop, the lyrics never really changed. You know what I'm saying? Like it was always still metal lyrics, but they were rap. And he's still killing it. Yeah, he's still killing it now, man. I salute to him, even though he turned us down, but he turned us down in DMs.
He Hollywooded us.
He did. He Hollywooded the shit out of us.
Wasn't high enough.
Yeah, he was like, how many followers you got? Nah, I can't be on there. But at least he reached out, so I can't be mad that he actually spoke to us. So I was like, all right, cool. He didn't Hollywood us that much, but no, but that's dope, man. That's a transition, man. Just off rip from my own personal thing. What were the bands you rocked with the most back in those days?
Ooh, man.
Oh yeah.
The Red Chord was a big one for me.
All right, real heavy music. That's what I'm talking about.
Sure.
All right, yeah, because usually people say metal, and I'm like, oh, what kind of? I think of like thrash. Sometimes it's like if someone says fucking what's that? Avenged Seven. Fucking. They say like the soft. They say like the soft stuff. So I always wait because I grew up like listening to like heavy shit. Like I had an obsession with like New Jersey bands at one point in life because they had the heaviest shit at one point in time. But like, okay, Red Chord, I rock with that. So probably like the Unearths, Red Chord, anything
that came out of Ohio, them days.
Ohio was wild.
I'm not gonna say I didn't listen to it if there was singing, but
but that wasn't what you were going for off rip.
Yeah.
All right,
for
good,
sure.
good shit. All right, I feel that, bro. I feel that. But all right, so that's a nice way to get into it. So as far as like on the hip hop tip though, so let's see some of those favorites. What were some of those inspirational hip hop artists that made you do the transition besides Immortal at least?
Man, I'm from Kansas City, so Tech-9 was definitely a big one. Like my flow is very inspired by Tech-9. Yeah. Honestly, Strange Music as a whole.
They're all fire.
Yeah, thanks.
Man, Mayday was a big influence on me. Linkin Park, like Mike Shinoda, that stuff.
Love Mike Shinoda.
Can rap.
Yeah, he's crazy. Nowadays, I'd say like Kasky, Joyner Lucas. Kasky's wild, man. I can listen
Kasky's
to
cool. He snapped on us because I actually like Kasky's
in our early days.
But I didn't like one of his projects. We did a review on one of his projects, and he like lost it on. Yeah, he like lost it on us in our comments, and I was like, relax.
And then his psycho girlfriend thing came at us as well. That was a good time.
Oh, it was terrifying.
Damn,
that was our early days.
The
bro.
early days.
We didn't even break we were at like 300 follows, and he snapped on us. I'm like, God damn. But
we're doing something right.
What's funny is he admitted too. He was like, "This project was made for people who said that I need to make more mainstream." Well, we're like, stick to what you do, then. Shit.
Yeah.
Don't expect us to like it then.
I agree with that. For sure.
But hey, it is what it is. Nah, but that's dope. Strange music, that's a good transition. Like getting into like from the whole like being a fan of like metal and shit like that. Tunein definitely was like that nice line. He hit like, you know what I'm saying? He hit like
you see a lot of metal people.
He was like
shows.
the bleeding through of
There's
rap.
a lot of crossover.
Yeah, he was like the bleeding through of rap. He had like the melodic shit, always talking about like Dracula and shit. So I was like, you know what? I'm not mad at this. I can rock. But Tuneein's the truth. I got into Tunein when what was it? The Psychology 101, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, this is fucking fantastic. I'm like, he rapping fast. He got a song with the Bone Thugs on the what was it? The Midwest Choppers remix. And I'm like, and they all rapping fast. I ain't never heard no hip hop like that. You know, we from New York, so in New York it was you got to rap slow, you got to rap hard, and you got to punch and just punch. So the technical shit was like out the way. The most technical shit we had was Dead in the Middle of Little Italy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, to hear Tunein over here, fucking, I'm like,
oh, Johnny talking spicy.
Always talking spicy.
He loves
always.
choppers, though.
I do like choppers because it's fun. Because chopping is fun.
But I like people who bar you to death. But I like schemes though. That's my
you gotta
thing.
mix it up. Yeah, you gotta have a move.
I'm a big Punchline fan, so
I just want to be barred to death.
I feel like
I want to hear. What did he say? Run that shit back.
I feel like the more weight you have, like the more you like punchlines. Like when I was skinny Johnny, I only fucked with like certain technical rappers and shit. But when I started getting heftier, I just needed some punchlines. I feel like that's
Say something hard.
So is that like the transition to old head? You go from like
gaining weight,
old thick. You got a kid now.
The
bigger you are, the more of an old head you are.
Yeah,
you got a kid now, so you got.
It's because I actually can't hear.
So I've been big my whole life, so that all makes sense.
It's like, yo, I'm actually going deaf, so like I need to hear the words. Chopping is too much. I'm like, huh. But
I can't listen that fast.
Hey man, I had the volume battle with my TV today. I was turning it up and down because something was too loud.
10 isn't loud enough, but 12 is too loud.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, where the fuck are we? But anyway, we're at that, dude. This is be used to that. We go on tangents. We just talk shit. I mean, it's fun. Like fuck it. But
we're just trying to get to know you, man. So you get a piece of our mind.
Speaking of, I want to throw this out there. I heard some wild shit today, and I feel like I got to share it because it's the funniest shit I've heard. So I heard my boy told me about the worst lie he's ever heard in his life. So long story short, his wife was trying to text like a relative, blah, blah, blah. And she told them she didn't get the text because she was driving so fast that she had no service. And that shit, I'm never gonna. That's one of those things you never forget. Like you want to tell someone when someone brings it up in the future. Yeah,
I was going light speed.
I wasn't even on the plane.
I'm about to tell my boss that shit. Yo, you late for work, bro? Nah, I didn't get your text. I was speeding.
I was going Mach back.
I was going Mach 1.
I was going too fast, boss. I ain't get your text to be to work on time, bro. I was going too fast. But
he had enough gigawatts time travel.
Dude, imagine that's some wild. You got to be a wild person to just confidently tell somebody some shit like that.
I can't even believe that.
That's crazy, right? And this is a grown woman that said that.
We had a kid call out at Universal one time because they said it was raining outside and it was against his religion to go outside in the rain.
Somebody
what kind of
check that.
What kind of religion is that?
I need your car. I need your Carfax, please.
He told that to the assistant manager. I told her, I was like, you should tell his ass he's fired.
Oh, I love that.
Said, no, we can't do that. And I was like,
fuck, I can't.
High key, though. I love shit like that.
Come in, word. Well, next time I see you, you better give me your ID.
So if you buy, that's when you test somebody. You buy them an umbrella and you see if they get offended. You know, like my religion won't stand for this shit. Don't give me this damn umbrella. You know, that's crazy.
I'm trying to help you practice at work.
You're right.
Jesus Christ. But anyways, back to the music, sir. Back to the music. But
I'm trying to find this religion on Google. What comes up is shit.
You can't be trusting Google. Google be fucking making shit up, man. They probably had somebody made that up.
He's gonna fit in just fine, guys.
I've heard of the spaghetti monster. Have you guys heard of the spaghetti monster?
Yeah, of course. Thank you, baby.
Dude, that's what happens when like the deep dark internet gets some sort of steam under it. You know, they just don't let it go.
Leave the dark web alone.
Oh yeah, the dark web will fuck you up, man. Got momos out here and shit. But so we're gonna jump back. I'm gonna jump back a little bit though. So we did the, what was it, Odd Commodity, right? Oh, was it?
Yes, sir.
That was the release. That was last year. So
Fire.
let's talk about this one, man. Let's talk
first
about
project that I reviewed is Gas.
Yeah, that project was a good time. We're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna go straight into the transition of it. So when did that actually drop?
That was April 2017.
That's from 2017. Okay. Oh, okay,
And-
okay.
So yeah, I don't know. That was the first time I felt like I really was like really confident with my music. Like, I don't know.
You were in a bag. You were in a bag, that project.
Hey, I appreciate it. We put a lot of time into it, and I was at the time I was paying for studio time per song, so I felt a little more comfortable and less rushed, and I had like great chemistry with the guy I was working with, and we spent just months just recording and going back and fixing stuff. Like, I don't know. I always feel like engineers like hate me because I'm the dude who's like, hey, amendment number 10 to that track was nice, but I'm gonna need like an amendment number 11. You know, just a little error here. Can we just change this? Can we change this? Like, I don't know. I'm just picky. So that project, we just.
Yeah, but
it's your music.
Yeah,
you'll
at the
end
end
up
of the day,
like our
it's your
friend
project.
Johnny
You
over
want it to
here.
be like
Yeah, it's your.
How many times this year, Johnny? How many times this year have you been fucked?
Dude, that's the thing. I'm sitting on a mountain of music, and people just, engineers dicking me over, people dicking me over left and right. And it's to the point where every time I get dicked over with something, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna learn one new thing about mixing today, and then the next day I'm gonna learn it, because like I'm also like that. Like, I'm very, you know, it's like perfectionist type of thing, but it's also like you could wake up one day and something you thought sounded good yesterday don't sound good to you. So it's like, yo,
Or you listen
I'm
to
gonna
your
make it sound
car.
perfect. Yeah, and songs change.
Yeah.
Like, people don't realize if you wrote something at the time and it sounded dope, and then from the time you wrote it to the time you memorize it, it's a whole different sound. You know what I'm saying? When you have it memorized and you got one of the songs in your head, you can rap
you're
to it.
sick of it.
But not even that. But
But
this is before you get sick of it. When you rap into your shit in the car, you're like rapping it. When you know it confidently, it sounds way different than when you just wrote it and you're still trying to remember it and you're reading off of something. So it's like, people don't get that. The longer you're fishing around with it, the more little things start to come to life. And like, people who aren't cool with that, like you said, the dude's doing per song, that's dope. If somebody's charging you like, oh, I'm charging you $150 for 2 hours. 2 hours is not enough.
No.
That's why that when I tell people like with studios and they're like, yo, come down, I'm like, yo, I'm not coming into that studio until I've recorded a rough by myself at home, memorized it, mastered how I'm gonna do it. Then I'll come in and I'm gonna record it in 5 minutes, bro. I don't need 2 hours. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna go in, drop the mic, and leave.
Yeah, so it's like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, that kind of math is like, it's for like, that's some like new age rapper shit, like who's comfortable reading off
it's
their
like
phone.
I feel like that's how producers should do too. Don't send out snippets. Send out send out snippets obviously, but send out finished products.
Yeah. And
Don't,
then you
don't,
also
don't
you
send
feel,
out some trash.
You feel like not connected. Like, you just feel like this dude's here. Like, all right, 2 hours is up. Here's my money, and it doesn't feel like you working with that person. You know what I'm saying?
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, why would I want to give someone royalties on a project with me if they're just collecting a check for me to record and dip? You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, if I want you involved, if you literally was like, I hate the way that sounds, and you push me to make my shit sound perfect, of course you're going to get a fucking percentage. Like, let's do it, but don't like dick me over. Like, of course I'm going to tell people to come to the studio, but if you just collecting a check, like, once this project is done because we started it here, I'm out. But fair enough. But yeah, continue. You were working on it with for a minute. How long this one take? You said 2017?
Yeah, we were probably recording for about 4 months, I'd say. 4 to 6 months. I honestly don't remember exactly, but just going back and fixing stuff. And I'd had like decent traction so far, but like when we dropped the first day, it actually ended up debuting up to number 64 on the iTunes hip hop album charts.
That's
and like
fire.
I was not anywhere. I wasn't even looking at it. I wasn't expecting it. And
You're
then one of my
so shit.
buddies sent me like a screenshot, like we were like 189 or 179 or something.
That's
He was
fire.
like, dude. And I was like, whoa, what the hell, dude? So I posted it like on my socials, and like that just got people to go look it up again. And
That's
from what I've kind of figured out is like anytime you do something a second or third time, it's not as like the people who follow aren't as impressed by it, because my last couple projects have done the same thing. But the first time that you do something, like people latch onto that and think it's super dope. So that just got tons of people to go check it out, and it just kind of spread pretty far. And I don't know, I haven't had a reaction to a project since that. That was definitely like, I caught a glimpse of like the magic of like word of mouth.
Dope, man. That's
You had something there.
Yeah. No, that's dope, man. And salute to that, man. Because that I remember like that first project, I was like, man, this shit slaps. Like when you put the review and you were like, yo, you got to listen to this. And I was like, it's a good ass time. You know what I'm saying? Like this is some shit. I'm like, it's very hard, like especially the way like the music is going now in like a mainstream kind of aspect, to be able to kind of hit that market, but keep it you, and also have a certain degree of lyricism type. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like
for sure,
it's hard to do that. Like especially as like a new name, like old faces can do that. Like an old face who's been around and people they have loyalists, people who just follow them. They can come out and they could do some lyrical, miracle, spiritual shit, and it'll hit regardless. Doesn't matter what they do. But when you're brand new and you want people to like listen to you, they want a radio hit. They want to, you know what I'm saying? Like not everybody's like, oh, I'm looking to be impressed by some lyrics, because it's like, no, but can they make a radio hit? Because they want to see that flash. So the fact that on this you could balance out those type of things and have that high quality like radio sound, that's a dope look. You know what I'm saying? Like that's dope. Like it just shows work. Like it just shows work ethic. You know what I'm saying? And it's even better for me now, the fact that you were a metalhead first. So that's fantastic. So so now moving on to the next one. So I did the Unemployed, and the Unemployed slides. It was a lot. It wasn't as aggressive as, you know, the project before. This one was a little more mellow, a lot smoother, and a lot like, you know, a little more, I guess, a little more radio, I don't know how to say it, radio friendly, I guess. So, like this was more radio ready. So it was very
radio-esque.
Yeah, it was very smooth.
Radio ready is good.
Like it was very smooth. Like the one before was just like had some bangers, some shit that punched you, some like live shit, and this one was more like more chill. You know what I'm saying? Like more laid back. Yeah. So let's talk about this one. Like, so let's talk about what went into this one. Like, what was the difference between working on this one and the one before?
Part of it was definitely the engineer I worked with. We just kind of came up with a different sound, and kind of the same with ayoqsy. I was trying to bridge that gap, and as hard as it seems, like try and bring some of the people that only listen to mainstream music. Like I feel like if you can give someone good content once, and they like really understand that music can make you feel some type of way, then they'll go looking for more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like the mass amount of people that really only listen to like top 40, they like music, but I don't know, maybe they just haven't had something just like tug their heartstrings and just change their life. It's
crazy. So an old wise musician friend of mine told me that like people who only bump top 40, they just want to be able to sing it in public. And I'm like, that's such a crazy concept, but like it makes sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, because think about it, a lot of like that stuff is the stuff that they play in clubs or on radios, and you know, it's the stuff that you want to ride around, you want to look cool to, you want to go out, bag some bitches, you want to know the songs type of thing, you want to sing the songs, you know, because you want to feel a part of something. And if it's something that is on the forefront of the radio, on the forefront of clubs and stuff like that, you don't want to be a person left out. You know what I'm saying? So like that's what a lot of those people do. They only listen to this. Oh well, we're outcast, but that's because we're old. We don't have a reason. But I can tell you a bunch of terrible songs in the last decade that I knew that when I went out clubbing and shit.
Yeah,
I'm like, well, I guess I have to know this song if I'm trying to pull some bitches.
40,
yeah, I'm trying to get, you know, I'm trying to touch on some ass. I gotta know this terrible ass song. Like, you know what song comes to mind? And I was like, man, this is not a good song. It was a bunch of Asian cats that like a G6, like a G6.
Yeah.
That was an era when I was going out aggressively, and I was like, I will never listen to a song on my own free time. But I knew that song, and whenever it came on, that was a pull song. Like you pull ass.
They were all like Korean.
You would pull ass. You know what I'm saying? If I knew the song, it's like, oh, you like this type of stuff? Like everybody knew it, so you would look cool. And it's terrible. It's a dark chapter in lives, but
We've all done terrible things.
We've done terrible, dude. To pull ass, bro. I don't even want to talk about it. This is gonna keep that where it's at, man. But
next topic.
Yeah. But as far as like working on this one, so this one you dropped the beginning of the year. I think I saw when you
It was October of last year, so it was just a few months ago still.
Okay. All right, so you're fresh in the zone for some new stuff. But so how did this one do? Like, how did people take this one when this one dropped?
Very well. Based on the circumstances, my father actually passed away in October too.
Sorry to hear that.
So, like, my whole marketing campaign that I had set up, like, I just didn't run it pretty much. Yeah. So like I got.
Oh yeah, you guys have shown your mind.
Yeah.
Exactly. So like the whole 2 weeks before, which like the 4 weeks before it dropped, like I literally have a calendar with like what I'm posting on like the days, and like I get pretty meticulous with the marketing plan. So like
I've been telling these guys that for a minute. I'm like, all marketing, you got to have a calendar because nothing works better than that. Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
But yeah, so I just didn't get the word out, and it still ended up doing, gosh, I don't remember the number, like 74 or something. That's on dope. The top 100. But wow. So that was just a real shock, and I mean, I needed it at that time. It kind of, I don't know, helped with the depression a little bit, but
yeah.
That was just really showing me how big the core fan base is. And I don't know, I feel like that's one thing I'm rocking with right now. I'm kind of on that.
You always got to worry about
shit. Like,
that first wave of people.
Yeah.
You always got to go back to them because that's what's going to pay your bills in the end of the game.
Truth.
Yeah, no, that's that's unfortunate, but like I'm glad it still did good numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's good. Like, I would expect that. Like when we bumped the first one, I was like, oh yeah, I definitely want to know what's next. You know what I'm saying? Like that put us on board. And like we review a lot of music, too much music at this point.
Thanks.
Too much music, but there's very few artists where like they leave a really good first impression. Like. There's a billion artists where they'll put out something and we're like, all right, whatever's next is whatever's next. But I actually remember yours when I was like, all right, I'm ready to see what's next. I was also just like, oh, I want to know if the cover art's going to be as strange as the first because I really like that cover. I'm like, oh, all right. But but that's cool though. I mean, all that aside, like after that, did you you ended up like playing shows for this project at all? You ended up fishing around. You do that marketing too?
Yeah, I've got we had like a mini tour. We hit like 5 or 6 dates. We went to Denver, had one in Arkansas, a few in Missouri, and then my last one that I technically counted as part of the tour, I was just opening up for a Rich show, but I figured I'd throw that on the tour poster.
Yeah.
So it was fun. Honestly, it made me realize, because for Odd Commodity, I actually did a little mini tour too, but it made me realize that I definitely could book a cross country tour. I mean, it would take some work, but I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, man. So, hey, why not, man? Shoot for the stars. You won't know till you do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, might as well. If you're getting enough traction, might as well. Honestly, to make a tour successful, you just have to do a little bit of groundwork. You know what I'm saying? To travel,
for sure,
you have to do a certain amount. A lot of people think that, like, oh, if I pay this people to put me on this show over here, I'm straight. And it's like, yeah, it's only a quarter. That's like this much of it, bro. You have to, you have to reach out to the people around there. You gotta make a friend out there. You need
street teams everywhere.
Yeah, you gotta maybe plan a little vacation, meet some locals. Like, you gotta do something, bro. Like, but but that's crazy. So I mean, so you said this was about October. I mean, you got a little bit of time. You working on anything new, or what's the game plan? What are you doing, like, as far as?
Yeah, I've been working on a lot of stuff actually. I took a brief month or two hiatus just to kind of get my head right and explore some. Like that, just since my father passed is when I started. I've been messing around with the guitars, and I actually bought a DJ table and just kind of doing everything.
That's the fun stuff.
Yeah, straight up,
dude. And honestly, those little things are gonna make the music sound that much better. Like once you start figuring how to put that in there, you're like, it's a wrap. You could do whatever you want. That's dope, man. That's dope, man. That's dope.
I've been working on stuff in the background.
You played any guitar in the projects?
Oh, no, not yet.
Not yet.
I'm not confident yet. Enough yet, but I've been putting in work on it, so it's coming soon.
You're gonna go full Post Malone on one project. That's what you got to do.
Hey, I don't know.
That shit sold. That shit sold. I mean, White Iverson was big, but
very bars heavy. So
hey, you can't borrow over some like acoustic. You could. You know, I don't think I've ever heard that before.
You can.
It just has to be done properly. Man.
You gotta do it right.
Damn, man. Hey, man, that guitar, man. That is like white girl kryptonite, bro. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you could be saying the most ratchet shit. They're like, oh, he's so deep in touch with his artistic side because he has a guitar in his hand. It's like that
some
dude.
Jack Black stuff.
Yeah, the truth. Jack Black's a wild
just
man.
saying random stuff.
He's good at it though. He can, in his own sense, he can freestyle. And people sleep on him, but he's wild. Yeah, he is the GOAT. I saw him, and I saw Tenacious D like a few months ago, and I was like, this is the funnest time. Like, it didn't feel like I was at a show. I thought I was hanging out, and they were on a stage, had like a movie playing and shit. But it is what it is. But okay, hey man, nothing wrong with that, bro. So as far as this like music journey shit, I want to know who outside of like in this circle now. I'm gonna ask a couple of questions. So as far as like features, I want to know. Do you have any planned? Who's in your reach? Because I know you're doing a little bit nice now. Who's in your reach for features? If you're gonna feature with anybody, who would you work with? Who can you work with is the first question, and then who would you work with?
That is a tough one, honestly, to answer. I feel like whenever I write a song, I literally write it specifically to a beat. So for a feature to pop up, I kind of just have to hear somebody on it. I would like to work with JGray again. He was on Odd Commodity, and I've got a lot of respect for JGray. I'd like to do another track with him at some point, so we'll see if that ends up coming around to fruition. Let's see. I would definitely like to work with Kasky at some point. That's going to take a few years.
Don't tell him you know us.
I feel like he could
you don't know us.
I feel like Kasky could be within a good reach, man. I feel like I've seen his name with a couple of artists that I know. Like, I feel like he does features. I don't know what he's probably like, arm and a leg, but I feel like he still does them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he doesn't stray away from that, which is a smart move for, certain artists when they hit a certain age in the music world. Like, if you're in the music game for about 5 to 10 years, you got to start working with younger people. It just is what it is.
For sure. Yeah. Keeps you relevant.
Yeah, you got to keep stoking the fire.
Yeah,
straight up. I think Joey Cool or like JL B Hood would be cool to work with.
Them strange dudes. Yo, Joey Cool's nice, man.
Yeah, what's his friend is not nice
man.
though.
He's nice, sure. Yeah. He's like it's weird how he's considered, I guess, the bottom tier of strange. I guess because he's kind of newish to them.
He's just the newest one.
But he's like nice. Like, you listen to his album, the self-titled. He sounds like a vet already. Like, he's nice. Like, I like that. And JLB he's a beast. He can rap. He was out here carrying that project with him. And I like Stevie Stone, but he was out here carrying that project. I was like, yeah, he needs to relax. Strange has some talented dudes, man.
Some sleepers.
Those Cess Crew dudes are they are pure rappers. Like, they are
killers.
Pure assassins when it comes to rap. Killers. It's scary. Super
man, I remember when they first signed with Strange and they both dropped solo mixtapes and they're both just fire.
Whoa. Fire.
Godamus is wild, man. Some of the stuff he says just
He's crazy, dude. He is a crazy man. And he'll rap at any time of the day. They played one of my I think it was like one of my first like official hip hop shows when I was like, all right, I'm not doing hardcore anymore. I'm gonna do hip hop. Was with Cess Crew, and he hung out like in the back of the venue. It was like a small bar, and was just rapping. Like, you just did a whole like 30-40 minute set. You hanging out in the back with like a bunch of other rappers. It was mainly rappers. Yeah, and everybody was like going home. So it was a bunch of rappers kind of like fanboying, and you're gonna just jump in a cypher circle with us, and you have more bars. Like,
That's fire, though.
But he showed us like he's a vet, you know what I'm saying? Like we were all like, yeah, we've been rapping, you know, we're rappers. We just played the show with you, but like he just finished a full ass set and came in the back and was like, "Oh, I'm gonna show you guys. I got cipher lines
bars.
too." Yeah, and he was cooking, and I was like, "This is fantastic." I'm like, "Shit." I'm like, I had my like pre-written cipher like rhymes at the time, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm about to eat," and he just came, and I'm just like, "I'm gonna keep this in the tuck and just listen and nod my head, but I ain't gonna rap no more." But yeah, it was crazy, bro. Like he cooked. Strange has got a team, bro. They're dangerous. If they were like, even though they are the biggest, I guess, underground label / team because of tech, if they all got looks like tech type looks, they would run a lot of parts.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, they would run a lot of parts because they're all just equally dangerous in their own right.
Yeah.
Like Chris Calico alone could run.
That's why I feel like.
Yeah, they're scary, bro. They're scary. Like Chris Calico can do it all alone.
I need to see him out with other people though.
Oh, man, I don't know if I want to see him out with other people because he's just that good. I don't think other people are ready to get killed by him on their stuff. And then he'll sing a beautiful hook.
That's what.
after
No, but you know,
out-rapping
that's
them.
what. Oh my god, when he sings, bro, it just.
That's that gospel shit. Every gospel singer is dangerous. Like gospel is like a whole different like school of singing that people don't understand.
Touches you somewhere.
Yeah, it's in the food. That's what it is. It's not lessons. It's what they eat.
I can hear the collard greens.
Yeah, they're eating that good stuff. So they say that, you know, you eat something you want to sing internally, they harness that. When the food's kicking and you just want to, ooh, they capture that.
Cornbread.
But yeah, that's fire. But all right, on a mainstream tip though, who would you see your sound clicking with? Who would you fucks with in the mainstream or any, you know, like a dream world? Like, oh, I'm finna rap with fucking Tupac.
Man,
No one ever has a straight answer off of this.
Nope.
And every artist we ask, I'm like, bro, if anybody was like, who'd you be? I'd be like, nah, son. Nah. Like, immediately. Like, I don't give a fuck. Nas, I'm trying to rap with Esco. All right? I want that shit produced. I want that shit produced by No ID, but Nas rapping on it. I don't want Salam Remy. Get him out of here. I want Nas on a No ID beat. Some shit that Jay-Z would ruin. Give me a Nas on one of those. That's my future. But who would you rock with?
Johnny seems upset.
I know, because
Then
no one
you
ever
got
knows.
excited.
Because no one ever knows who they would rap with. I'm like, you don't got one rapper that you're like, yo, he's the truth. I'm finna rap with him, but he is untouchable because he got millions and I'm out here.
It's like me too. Like people are like, oh, who'd you want? Alchemist. Alchemist.
Yo, actually put it like, whose session would you want to sit on? Which rappers, like
me?
studios, anybody? Oh yeah, whose rap session would you want to sit on and see their process?
Okay, so right now I want to see Token. I just want to see how he acts.
Yeah.
But all time, fuck. I would like to sit on a Biggie session.
Okay. I feel like there's gonna be food there.
I want to sit in on Roy's session.
Oh, Royce.
I'd say Slim Shady, like early.
There you go.
Early
There it is.
Oh yeah,
Just
back when
because
Dre
it'd
was
be
yelling
crazy.
at him. Back when
Yeah.
Dre was forcing him to repeat shit all day.
Again.
It's not the one.
You just
Do it
hear
again.
stories about him just going in there and like coming up with something crazy. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I just like to be mind blown. John Bellion, man, if he counts as
Hey,
mainstream enough,
Long
John
Island.
Bellion,
He
that would
lives
be
like
absolutely
5 minutes
insane.
down the road.
Yeah,
from me,
that's all
dog.
right. Dude, what's crazy
All
is
right.
I used to the school Five Towns that he went to. I used to hang out all the time, and I used to always run into him and always mess around with him, and like he was always super talented. And it was back when I was doing my hardcore stuff. We would record at the school, and my old guitarist Dan, whenever you see him, he'd go John Bellion and yelling at him. So we used to just yell this at him, and like if we see him at parties and all that stuff. But now he like he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't. It's not that he doesn't reach out, but he's like, he's bigger than us. So it's like, yeah, he's not talking to us anymore.
He's more.
But I feel
more
like if I saw him, he would be like, "What up?" Like, because we knew each other. But it's not like I ain't trying to be like, "Yo, let me borrow
You ain't boys.
$150. Let me borrow $150 real quick. I'm starving," But dude, he's talented. But now, question: you said you would work with him. Which him? Rapping him or singing him? Because he could fucking rap.
Grab his ass off.
Yeah, I guess I'd go with singing so that I don't get too embarrassed by his man.
You don't want to get cooked.
He's one of those dudes that like he came out rapping, but like he went pop off the singing. You get big off of singing. Singing is just a cheat. It's a cheat code. But he is one of them dudes. Is like, oh, you got body by singing. Like he can rap, so it's like. He did it on his new album.
Could you imagine him doing that? Sing a fire hook and then bar you to death?
I'd be pissed. I'd be so pissed. What do you? I would
be like ultimate district.
I would get the feature,
and I cooked you.
I would literally pay for the feature and then send out a cease and desist.
I'm done with you.
I'm taking the song off all streaming. Why you do that to me for? But that's dope. Hey, salute to that. Oh man, I gotta let him know that. I'd be like, man, somebody not from Long Island mentioned you.
It's just I like his music, and I liked his music when I first heard him. But when I started watching his behind the scenes stuff, that was this dude is literally a genius.
He's
his behind. I don't know if you guys have seen his like the makings of or whatever.
Yeah. And and what's crazy, he's super smart, he's very meticulous, but he's a hip hop head. Everything you hear him, you're like, oh, he's an old head. Like, yes, this is what I'm talking about.
Name dropping and shit.
Yeah, he just had
likes cheeks.
He had his it's a married man, sir. But he had his married men like cheeks too. Probably more because they can't have it. But anyway,
exactly.
he had an interview recent like for to promote his last album, and he's like dropping Dilla. He's like talking about like all this stuff, and I'm like, yeah, it's good hip hop head shit, because that's what you need, man. People that like jump into things, get like spotlight, and forget where they came from. It's like disheartening, especially as like a hip hop fan. You're like, oh, you're just gonna leave hip hop in the like. Don't let people Miley Cyrus it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. And we always talk about other genres influencing hip hop, but it's cool to see hip hop influencing other genres too.
It's at a point where hip hop does influence it, where people don't like to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like where people just keep it quiet. And it's like, nah, bro. Like we got country singers like with bars and shit now.
No, we need subgenres.
We got country singers using dubstep breakdowns.
What about all the country songs with snaps now? With snap tracks? They're all snap tracks now.
Dude, yeah. But that's the thing. Hip hop is the only genre that like doesn't have subgenres, and it really needs it. It truly does need it to.
Yeah, the underground has subgenres. We talked about this
because like these subgenres keep things sane. Like I know when my hardcore days, if someone told me they listened to like certain pop punk, like oh I listened to this, I'm like that's not pop punk. That's metalcore. No, that's not metal. That's metalcore. No, that's punk. No, that's rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you needed that to keep order. And now it's just like someone comes to me like,
is not a rapper.
Yeah, people are like, oh, Lil Uzi Vert's my favorite rapper. I'm like, that's not a you know what I'm saying? He's a
rap.
Yeah, he's a pop star, 90% pop star. He's rapped a few times, but it's like, nah, bro. Like
he does the shoulder roll.
Facts. Weird dude, man. He's a weird dude. He's dropping music soon, so we got to be on the lookout for that. But
we're not blocked yet.
Huh?
We're not blocked yet.
We're not blocked by him yet. No.
Oh shit.
Some people are big enough to block us, and some people are too big where we don't exist. He's probably one of those.
Doesn't even pop up on their radar.
But then again, we get blocked by people. Like when we got blocked by Fetty Wap, I did not see that coming.
Me neither. But I mean, we did call him Kids Bop Wop.
Kids Bop Wop was great. That's the best thing JV ever did. Yeah,
Davies.
Davies blocked us quick.
What's that guy's name? The pirate guy. Oh, Quentin Miller.
Oh yeah. One leg.
Quick, like blocked us quick.
Hopping in and out of the conversation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a lot of people block us quick, man. I don't know why, but But yeah, you're in the green check club. You got 2 green checks from us. Hey, quick question. I wanted to ask you, what do you think of the platform? You think people need that brutal honesty, man? What do you think?
I do. It's dope. It's different. Yeah. I mean, on Instagram especially, I've been checking out like almost everything that comes across my feed, just because even if I don't go listen to the music, I'm interested in what you guys had to say about it.
Hey, we appreciate it. We feel like we're doing a civil justice. Like we feel like we're trying to keep music somewhat authentic. Like we're trying to be yo, we want people to give us music. Even though you could be as artistic, whatever you want, but we want pieces of you as a human also in that music. You know what I'm saying? And we feel like a lot of these kids that send us stuff, it's just like, essentially what they're sending us is like, yo, bro, we saw that you like this artist. We copied this artist as much as possible. Do you like this? And we don't like that. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear some shit that's like, yo, I like this artist. This is my twist to it, but this is my kind of music. But I feel like I'm influenced by him. That's different than like, I just copied the shit out of this person. But I mean, it is what it is. But that's
an everyday fight, John.
It is an everyday fight, man. I'm constantly swinging. You're swinging. But that's dope, man. We appreciate you like the platform. We keep it. We've been super consistent. We dish out like 3-4 reviews a day, and we get a lot of traction, good or bad, and it's mostly doing its job. Mostly bad. It's doing its job because at least people are, you know what I'm saying? But we tell everybody, whether it's a good review or bad, they're allowed to come on the show, defend themselves. They can come talk with us, and we offer everyone promo. You know, it's like, honestly, our red stamps get more listens than our green. Which is crazy.
That's what I was going to say. Bad publicity is good, good publicity.
Any publicity is good publicity.
Any. And they don't get that. They just think we're out to hurt them. And I'm like, yo, bro,
free smoke 2019.
Yeah, always, bro. Free smoke, free smoke.
And if they can't take someone not believing in them, they're not going anywhere.
They usually just block us.
Thank you.
They usually just block us and then move on.
Yeah, it's like, but even that, it's like, yo, if you believe in yourself enough, what we say shouldn't even fucking matter.
We have a couple red stamps that actually stuck around and turned it around.
Yeah, we had some kids. We had
Uncle Kurt.
Stamp.
My man, I got to message him. He wanted to. Yeah, this guy's green stamp gang, so he's good. He's all super clear because he got 2 high green stamps. You know, he got good green stamps.
Clears.
We had a kid get 2 back-to-back miserable red stamps, like bad. And my son, young Mario, my man.
Moriarty. Yeah,
and this kid stepped up his game so much. It's like unbelievable. He sent us a few songs. I can't
wait for his product.
They're way
I can't wait for his this week.
But he's rapping now. His project comes out. But I think he's gonna get a green check. I think he's time. I think he's ripe. I don't know. I can't. He's my kid now. I can't review my.
I'm not doing it.
I'll do it.
Well, we'll see. But he stepped it up, and it's like that's what we want to see.
Let him review it. You want to do a review?
Yeah, you want to do a review for us? You want to check him out? But yeah, it's wild, man. But so as far as like, you know, we talked about this and that. What's next up, man? What's the moving forward? What you got coming in the future?
Yeah, I'm just been working on a bunch of stuff. Actually about to start hitting the studio anytime in the next month or so. I got an idea for the project, which the writing part takes the least amount of time. Like once I can get an idea, it just comes together. So I've kind of got all the concepts laid out. I've just been kind of letting it happen naturally. Every single time I start working on music, I'm like, all right, I'm going to do all the music done. We're going to get it done. Then I'll come up with a date. And then once I get like 75% done, I always end up making a date. And then I stress out about the last 25%
about the last.
Anyway. Yeah. But at this time, I'm still in that, you know, we're going to do all the music until it's done, and then I'll come up with the date. So
let us know when you have the date.
Because when it gets close to getting done, you get hyped. You're like, yo, my shit's almost 100%. Done. And you're like, the rest is easy. And then it's like, yo, we get kind of close.
That 12-year-old kid comes out real quick.
I feel that, man. But at least you can get to 75%, man. We got kids who will like get the cover art for their shit, nothing recorded. And they're like, 2 months. And it's like, nah.
Is that a shot at me, bro?
Well,
is that a shot at me? I got it done, though.
I told this dude, I'm like, he wants to put out a project, and I'm like, don't pick a date, man, until it's done. My man picked a date, didn't have all the verses in, was stressing. He still got it out, but was stressing.
Hey, at least I got it out. And it doesn't sound bad. Leave me be.
Got a check, too.
And I got a check.
Yeah, from a bunch of strangers, you got a green check. I'll take it. Oh, man, that's funny. But all right, yeah, you putting out any singles or anything like that to follow up, or this is just straight project?
I'll definitely have a few singles. I'm still just kind of been writing a whole bunch. I'm the kind of person that I don't need to write 100 songs to pick 10, but I definitely need to write a handful and weed out the ones I don't like.
Pretty common theme.
That's what I got to start doing. I write a bunch, but I don't. When I have an idea for something, I'm like, these are the beats. I pick the beats for it. These are the beats I want. This is what I'm going to write to it. And then I just commit. And then I hate it later. but that's all right.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
And I'm just like,
You just
shit, I
hate
should have picked
everything.
more. I do. I'm a very upset person 90% of the time. Dude,
But that's important. Well, to get
Yeah.
better, I feel like you got to be able to like look at yourself from like a non-biased point of view.
Yeah. It's true. Honestly, yeah, but that's the real side of it. That's the beauty of it. Like, I'll never be that person who's like, oh, man, this is the best shit ever. I always have something in the back of my head like, fuck, I can't stand this. But some days when I do need it, I'll listen to, like, my very first shit and then move up the line. And then I'm like, all right, maybe there was progress, you know? And then I'm like, all right, I don't feel
For
so
sure.
bad about it.
That's why we're good critics, because we're our biggest critics. So anything anybody else is going to say to us, we've already said to ourselves.
That's
what's
the
up.
beauty of it. Like, I tell
Yeah.
people when I was like, yo, I'm putting this page together, it's like, bro, I've heard all the shit talk in the world. Nothing's going to break me, you know? So I'm like, we're ready. Like, this is it. Let's do this. And I'm like, let me get some people who can dish it out as much as we can take it. And we got the team. And it's like, hey, that's what's going to go down, man. People just have to deal with our reality. Some people can't. It is.
A lot of people can't.
A lot of people can.
But that's harsh. Like, how you going to jump into a mainstream world where the world is like cold-hearted and not be okay with just hearing some shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, you think everything is nice said about Drake out in the streets? He is the top, like, one of the top artists ever, and he gets cooked on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? He has a whole half of the... It's like two halves. One half of the world loves him. One half hates him. You think he's upset about it? No, he's just like, I got to deal with it.
To play devil's advocate, though, we are like... It like basically what we're doing is like these kids are coming up and like they're like, I made an album, and then we just walk up and punch them in the face. Like that's our job.
But it's out of love, because you know what? We want to be that big brother that punched you in the face and is like, you're gonna get into a fight
Shit's
sometimes.
garbage.
So you guys are the family members. I'm the random guy on the street.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
That's
just
just
mugging
garbage.
people.
you're just like shouting at people on the corner.
Yeah, you got some secret hatred bully issues going on that you're just letting out on these kids.
Mark's in the public park yelling at people to get off his lawn.
I could just see Mark like writing his evil reviews with tears in his eyes, just pissed off, just crying because something upset him. But hey, man. Hey, Mark, you got some bodies of people that are getting better, though. You've had some people get better under you, so you're technically, you got kids out here.
They just don't talk to me. I'm like that. I'm that dad that they don't want to talk to.
They're like, he gives good advice, but fuck, he's mean.
Oh, dude, it's a fact. I'm over here like friendly, like, come on, my kids. You know, that was a terrible project you made, but you're still my kids.
I'm roasting them and making them laugh.
But yeah, man, that's pretty much all we got. We like to keep it a little short. We talk our shit and whatnot. But yeah, man, let everybody know where to follow you, all that good stuff. You know, the hip hop thing.
Word. At JGray _music. JGray is with A, JGray. That's for pretty much everything. Instagram, Twitter.
That's how you get
anything
it
you
done.
need.
Secure the
So,
handles.
straight up.
Secure the handles.
That's
Secure
it,
the
man. That's how
handles.
you get
Secure
it
the
done.
bag. Secure the
Put that on
handles.
a shirt.
Facts.
Hey, that is lit idea for sure.
Secure the handles.
Oh, people don't, which is crazy. But yo, that should be our shirt idea. Why'd you just tell him this, man? No.
Hey, I'm not
we
gonna
did it on-
steal it.
We did it on our podcast. It's intellectual property now. It's copyrighted.
But yeah, man. Yo, we appreciate you coming and chopping it up with us, man. Dude,
No doubt.
I'll
I
let you
appreciate
know.
you guys having me on.
This will drop Wednesday. I'm pretty good with getting it
Okay.
out on Wednesday.
Cool.
I might, if you just send me like a headshot or something I can make for the art or whatever, something simple. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Yeah, we'll put this out. I make it look nice. You get promo for a week. It's nice. We take care of you, but appreciate it, man.
No doubt. Thanks
Yeah.
for having me on.
Oh, of course, man.
Jeez.
Anytime, man. Yo, salute to you, man. Keep doing your thing. And yo, keep killing it with the music, man. We're ready for the next project. You can hit us up with that exclusive, you know, we can get a pre-review going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm
No,
down.
I'm saying,
I'm
no,
down
I'm
with
saying.
that.
Email's open.
Honestly.
Yeah, not even. You could DM me, bro. We talk. We're formally met. You can DM us now. I got you. Hit
Facts.
me up. No emails. I
Bet.
don't like the email anyway.
Many that's just overwhelming.
I don't like looking at it. But yo, again, man, we appreciate you coming to chop it up with us, man. So I'm gonna holla at you online. All right.
But I appreciate you guys. Have a good night.
All right, man. Peace.
I stay up in a zone. I wake up and I'm stoned. abracadabra cadabras. I magic these rappers, I'll leave and they'll call it the rapture. These actors, they do it for stature. I do it to do what I love till it's mastered. I got me some times where I'm low. These are the times that I flow. Give you a piece of my soul. I think I'm losing the Joe. I turn the music and Mary can carry the load. I stay up in a zone. I wake up and I'm stoned. Feel free in my bones. Extraterrestrial. I'm not from this planet, don't test me though. Pissing you off cause I'm shitting on you when I drop all this music.